Sure, I can help you with that. Here's an engaging YouTube video script about CashnetUSA's age requirements. Alright, let's dive right in. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you need a little extra cash and quickly? Maybe an unexpected car repair, a sudden medical bill, or just needing to bridge the gap until your next paycheck. For many, online lenders like CashnetUSA become a consideration. They promise fast access to funds, often with less stringent requirements than traditional banks. But then, a crucial question pops into your mind, one that's often overlooked until you're staring at the application form. Is there an age requirement on CashnetUSA? It's a simple question with a direct answer, but behind that answer lies a whole lot of context about how these types of financial services operate, who they're designed for, and what other factors you need to consider before you even think about hitting that apply button. Because while the age requirement might seem straightforward, it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle when it comes to borrowing money responsibly, especially from short-term lenders. Think about it for a moment. Financial products, especially loans, are built on the premise of legal contracts. And for a contract to be legally binding, the individuals involved must have the capacity to enter into such an agreement. This is where age comes into play. The law in most places defines a specific age at which a person is considered an adult, capable of making their own financial decisions and, crucially, being held accountable for them. This age is often referred to as the age of majority. So, when we talk about an age requirement for a service like CashnetUSA, we're essentially talking about this legal threshold. But it's not just about legality. It's also about risk. Lenders, whether traditional banks or online platforms, are in the business of assessing risk. They want to know, with a reasonable degree of certainty, that you can and will repay the money you borrow. While age alone isn't a direct indicator of financial responsibility or stability, it's often correlated with factors that lenders consider important, such as employment history, credit history, and a track record of managing finances. A younger individual might, on average, have less of these established financial markers, which can influence a lender's decision-making process. So, let's cut to the chase and directly address the core of your question. Is there an age requirement on CashnetUSA? Yes, there absolutely is. To be eligible for a loan through CashnetUSA, you must be at least 18 years of age or older. This is a fundamental requirement, and it aligns with the legal age of majority in most U.S. states, which is typically 18. This minimum age is not unique to CashnetUSA. It's a standard requirement across almost all legitimate financial institutions and lending services in the United States. However, simply being 18 years old isn't the only requirement. It's the baseline. Consider it your entry ticket to even start the application process. CashnetUSA, like any other lender, has a set of eligibility criteria designed to assess an applicant's ability to repay the loan. These additional criteria are just as important, if not more so, than your age. Let's break down some of these other crucial requirements, because understanding them will give you a much more comprehensive picture of what it takes to qualify for a CashnetUSA loan. First, and this is a big one, you need a verifiable source of income. This means you need to be able to demonstrate that you have a regular, consistent way of earning money. This could be through employment, benefits, or other reliable sources. CashnetUSA, like many short-term lenders, doesn't solely rely on traditional credit scores. Instead, they often place a strong emphasis on your income and your ability to repay the loan from that income. They want to see that you have the cash flow to make your payments on time. This is why having a steady job or a consistent stream of income is paramount. Without it, regardless of your age, your application is unlikely to be approved. Secondly, you typically need an active checking account. This is crucial for two main reasons. For one, if approved, CashnetUSA will deposit the loan funds directly into your checking account. This is how they facilitate quick access to funds. Secondly, they will usually set up automatic debits from this same account for your loan repayments. This streamlines the repayment process and ensures they can collect the funds on the agreed-upon dates. If you don't have a checking account, or if your account isn't in good standing, it will likely be a barrier to approval. Thirdly, you must be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. CashnetUSA operates within the legal framework of the United States, and as such, their services are generally restricted to individuals who legally reside within the country. This is a standard practice for many financial institutions to ensure compliance with regulations and to verify identity effectively. Finally, and this is often overlooked, state residency matters. CashnetUSA is not available in all U.S. states. Lending laws and regulations vary significantly from state to state, and some states have stricter rules regarding short-term loans, including caps on interest rates and loan amounts, or even outright bans on certain types of loans. Therefore, even if you meet all the other criteria, you'll need to check if CashnetUSA operates in your specific state of residence. You can usually find this information clearly displayed on their website. Now, let's circle back to the age requirement and put it into a broader context. Why 18? As mentioned, it's the age of majority. But it's also the age at which, statistically, many individuals begin to establish their financial independence. They might be starting their first full-time job, heading to college, or otherwise taking on more adult responsibilities. While an 18-year-old might not have a lengthy credit history, they are at an age where they can legally enter into financial agreements and are expected to understand the implications of borrowing money. However, it's important to acknowledge that being 18 and legally able to borrow money doesn't automatically mean it's the best financial decision for everyone. For young adults, especially those just starting their financial journey, taking on high interest, short-term loans can be a risky endeavor. These loans are often designed to be repaid quickly, usually by your next payday, and come with significantly higher annual percentage rates, APRs, compared to traditional loans. If you're not careful, the costs can quickly add up, potentially leading to a cycle of debt. So, while CashnetUSA's age requirement is clear, 18 years or older, it's crucial to look beyond that single criterion. It's about understanding the full spectrum of eligibility requirements, the nature of short-term loans, and most importantly, making informed and responsible financial decisions for your specific situation. The convenience of fast cash can be tempting, but the long-term implications of high-interest debt can be significant. Always do your research, read the fine print, and consider all your options before committing to any financial product. Your financial well-being is too important to leave to chance. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.